I've always said personally, my goal is to always be a walking inspiration. I cannot convince nobody to do anything. And that's exhausting. I think for everybody, like whoever's watching, I think embracing curiosity could probably lead us where we need to be.
I think people change as well. Now, is the change always positive? Maybe not. I know I've changed when the test comes up, something that I've experienced before, and I react completely different. I don't think nothing happens like where you like wake up and it's like, oh wow, a new woman.
Hey y'all, I'm Zoe Joyelle.
And I'm Alexis Simone.
And this is the Soundwaves podcast,
where we dive deep into the rhythms and stories that shape our world.
Yes, ma'am. Cheers, guys.
Y'all, we got mimosas today.
So what are we drinking today?
We are drinking a mocktail. It's called Actual Sunshine. It has caffeine in it, which is a first. We don't be drinking caffeine. LP and non-BR caffeine, but this has caffeine. It has saffron and turmeric, which is good for optimism. And it says collagen peptides, which gives us a good glow.
Okay.
The flavor is pineapple, lemon, and a lot of vitamin C and guava.
It smells like a fresh, like juice, like you make at home. Ready?
Let's taste that. First of all you smell is turmeric.
Yeah.
That's very strong.
I thought it was about to have cayenne in it, because it smells like that.
We scar from the from the shots, the wellness shots. It's not bad though.
It's not bad. Not my favorite.
It's a refreshing, but I'm not
like a vitamin C drink.
Yeah, I'm not a huge turmeric person, so that paired with the vitamin C and pineapple, it gives wellness ginger shot for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
But beautiful.
Yeah. So, I just want to say, if you are a new viewer, we are always drinking mocktails, always trying different mocktails, always sharing the health benefits of it.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you're into, definitely stick around. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
All the things.
And yes, ma'am. So let's get into it.
All right, y'all. So today we have a great topic for you all, discussing motivation and change and how humans change. I have my book. If you have been watching, I shouted this book out at least once or twice now. And the icebreaker today is we're going to talk about what this psychologist, James Prochaska, has outlined called the 5 stages of change. Because his theory is people do not just change like Nike. Like, they just don't do it. We actually go through 5 stages before we actually change. So let's get into them.
Oh.
Stage 1 is pre-contemplation. So this is where you're like, you know the thought of something that you might want to change, but you're not really interested in changing. Like, you're just chilling. Then you have contemplation. You're putting a little bit more thought behind it. Then you have the third one, which is preparation. So you're maybe, gearing up, trying to rearrange your life to gear towards these changes. Maybe you want to work out some more, so you go buy you some more clothes. Fourth one is action.
Okay.
That's where you actually take the steps to change. And then the final step is maintenance. So we're going to discuss maybe out of these 5 stages, things that we succeed at, or maybe that we actually have like a problem doing.
Okay.
So for me, I know I wrote a little comment, like, I suck at trying to maintain things. I'll make battle between the preparation and action stage, but then like actually maintaining it is something I struggle with.
Well, what are you good at?
I'm good at the contemplation. That's just me being real. I have a lot of things that I think about wanting to change, but do they all hit the action stage? Not yet, but we're working on it. Okay. What about you?
I can relate to that. I think the hardest part, and probably is relatable for a lot of people, is the maintenance of it. And that's why I be saying, I always be telling her, like, when we be talking, like, sometimes you gotta clear the plate. Like, it's so easy to, like, have so many different things you want to change, but it's hard to actually try to change so many things in your life at one time.
It's so
So contemplation for sure. I feel like the pre-contemplation, the step 1 is like when your awareness is like, oh, maybe I should stop doing that, or maybe I should start doing this,
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say definitely action and it's maintenance that's probably the hardest one for sure.
Yeah, because like with action, I feel like you may have tried it and you do it. Like you do get to that point where you do it, but it's like you consistently do it is where you see like some challenges and things like that. But that takes some discipline.
Yeah.
And that may take you just going back to the pre-contemplation on how you need to get it right the second time. So yes, that is our icebreaker.
Yes.
Get this book, y'all. I recommend it.
And what is it called again?
It's called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Got to Bleed.
Okay. Okay. So, first question on motivation is like the different, it's not really a question, it's more like discovering and diving deep into like the different types of motivation. And what inspired this question for me, I'll be honest, these past couple days I've been on my luteal phase. It's so funny, I'm never gonna stop talking about my luteal phase, so I don't care.
We always in it.
I hope you learned it. I hope you're learning something about it. But I was scrolling and I saw this reel that was posted. It was like reposted on one of my friend's stories. And it was basically about like, oh girl, you should still go to the gym like when you're on your period and stuff like that. And it's nothing wrong with people making motivational content, but I think that there's different types of motivation. And I've always said personally, my goal is to always be a walking inspiration. I cannot convince nobody to do anything. And that's exhausting. And that's clearly it was content. So like she just talking, it was a talking piece. Cool, good for you. But it could be triggering when like I am my luteal phase. I don't want to see that shit, hear that shit. I don't want to do nothing.
Roll right past it.
Yeah, like I also feel like I think for the question like different types of motivation, I feel like you can try to motivate people and like try to tell them what to do, but I literally think the only way to motivate people is to be a walking inspiration. Like, I think, for example, with that video, instead of saying, "Oh, you need to get up and go to the gym on your period," I feel like you could have been like, the take should be to inspire. You would be like, "Oh, I used to be struggling with going to the gym on my period, but now that I go to the gym on my period, I noticed that I feel so much better. I noticed that blah blah blah, whatever it is for you."
Yeah.
Sharing our own personal experience, I think, is the best way to motivate people.
Yeah.
And that's why even on this podcast, like when we ask each other different questions, I always like to say, like, I'm answering for myself. I'm never really telling nobody what to do. Like, because it's just not the right approach when it comes to like trying to get change out of people, I think.
Right. Because how do you remain consistent when somebody just tells you what to do? You slacken the discipline to be consistent because maybe it wasn't even your idea that sparked that change in the first place. You just saw somebody else and then it's just like, oh yeah, maybe I should be doing that.
Yeah.
But you didn't come up with that yourself, so then therefore you don't remain disciplined in it. So
yeah. And I feel like on social media, it's too much advice on there. Yeah, it's too much advice on there. It's to the point where I'm scrolling past it. I don't want to see it. But if I see something that's inspiring, it's like, ooh, wow, like that looks cool. Like, oh, okay, she went on a walk wherever the hell is waterfalls in the back. She's not saying you should go walk by the waterfall because the water helps stress. And girl,
I'm just showing you.
Yeah, showing people. That is beautiful. That is the key for sure.
Yeah, I can agree. Like, I know that we've had conversations like with some of our guy friends and stuff like that, and they like to say like bullying is like a way to motivate them. Like they can have conversations between themselves and they're like bullying each other to change and things like that. That does not work for me. Actually, I'm now going deeper into myself and not even changing at all because I feel bad instead of actually wanting to take action behind what I need to change or so forth. I can agree. I think you should just share your experience on how maybe you overcame a challenge to help inspire and motivate somebody versus telling people what to do. Because it's nothing like how we all were when we were kids and your mama or daddy comes tell you to do something and you like, I didn't ask.
Literally.
Or I was about to do it anyway. That was my favorite line. I was about to do it anyway. So it's just like unsolicited advice. It can get tricky. And then do you actually see results in it? I think. Yeah. I don't think you do.
And I think, of course, like, I would hope and assume that your intentions are well. Because I think we can't help it. Like, if you love people personally in your life, you do kind of give them unsolicited advice sometimes. Like, just because you can't help it. But that's one of the things that I've been trying to pull back from because I want you to come to me and express yourself and stuff like that. And then if the door is open for me to share my opinion, I would like to do that. But that's just something that I've been pulling away from because I realize that I don't like that. It is a little bit triggering for me, especially coming from like my parents sometimes because it's just like you're barking.
Yeah.
I can't really hear you. Like,
you're just telling.
Yeah, because I think also it's like, who am I? Like, I always ask myself that because I like to stay humble. And it's like, who are you to think that? Like, the same way I'm here today and I figured out stuff, I would hope that I think everybody one day is going to figure something out. So it's like, you can't assume that people always need to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I think that's just like leading by example.
Yeah.
If you actually want to convince somebody or motivate somebody to do something, just lead by example and maybe they'll follow suit or maybe they'll do a different route and that's okay. But we all come to the same conclusion. But just telling people to do something, it's just, yeah, like you said, it's like you just telling me, you're barking at me. I don't really, I don't hear it. You're just telling me. And it's like, oh, I'm in defense. I don't want to listen. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And you don't get any action out of that.
Facts.
Yeah.
So what do you think actually motivates you to change? And it doesn't have to be people. It could be whatever, like, in your life.
I think, like, and there's something, the book pointed this out as well. Like, I have to go through it over and over and over in my head to where I'm finally, like, fed up with myself. And it's like, okay, you've been talking, you've been complaining, you've been contemplating, you've been doing all the things over and over and over again. It's such a cycle of just thinking about it to where now I'm annoyed with myself. And so now I'm like, yeah, let's actually go do that. Like, let's actually finally make the video or go to the park or do that and actually take action. And that's what I think motivates me to change. I can say also, like, when I'm journaling or maybe seeing something that's inspirational, it does kind of spark the reflection in me to actually look at myself and maybe make some changes or at least contemplate different changes, raise some awareness. What about you?
I probably would say the same. And I'm trying to get out of like having to go to a dark place to be motivated to do change. And I think as women, just being in a cycle, like literally having a menstrual cycle and feeling different ways, it's hard sometimes to not go in a dark place.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one of the ways. I think another way that I've been trying to change my way of being motivated is just the curiosity, like embracing curiosity. Like, I wonder what would be the end result of this if I do that.
Yeah.
So I think trying to embrace curiosity is the way that I would like, the direction I would like to move in. But definitely right now it's more of like, okay, I'm fed up. Like, let's do something else.
Right.
You know, but I think for everybody, like whoever's watching, I think embracing curiosity could probably lead us where we need to be.
I think that's great because the curiosity goes hand in hand with remaining childlike.
Yep.
And, you know, like the Bible, like we're always supposed to remain childlike or be childlike. And so that curiosity is a great point because that's how children are. They always want to touch and do and try something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a great point.
That was stinky.
Facts. Okay. So now we're moving into change. And do you think people really change?
I do. I think you have to be a hopeless person to think people don't change.
Or bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, of course you can say, oh, niggas don't ever change, stuff like that. Like, I don't think nobody should wait up on nobody if you don't want to wait up.
Right.
Don't wait up. But I do think people change for sure. Like, I saw this video of this couple on YouTube and the title was, once a cheater, always a cheater, or something like that. But they didn't agree with that statement. It was just like the title of it.
Like,
yeah, but in the comments, people were saying like, once a cheater, always a cheater. And that's just one example of like thinking people don't change. I really don't want to dive into cheating. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do think people change. I don't think you can change people. I think they have to want to do that for themselves.
Yeah.
And maybe some self-inflicted pain went on for you to finally want to change. But yeah, I think people change. What do you think?
I think people change as well. Now, is the change always positive? Maybe not. We ain't say it was always positive, but people do change. And, you know, it may be best for you. It may be best for themselves. Like, I think that people change, though. I think it can take some time, of course, because nothing is done in a quick hurry. But I think people change. And they move on. They grow up and they elevate. And they go with people. Sometimes it cause you to go your separate ways, but people change.
Do you have anybody in your life that thinks that people don't change?
I feel like yes. I feel like my mom may be somebody who doesn't think people change.
Yo, the way she be cool with dropping people is crazy. But okay, continue.
It's the truth. I take that back. I think she used to be like that. Okay. And I think now she has accepted that people do change. Now, may she always agree with the change? No, but I feel like now as she's gotten some awareness and things like that, she's realized and accepted that people change. But at first, I feel like she was like, a little like, no, people don't change. They say who they are, and it was kind of like, bleep, 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 that nigga ain't shit type shit. Yeah.
I think people have that perspective more when you're literally like trying to wait for somebody to change. So like people not changing on your time.
Yeah.
That's really what it be.
Yeah. So, you be annoyed. You be wanting them to change.
That's exhausting.
It is.
We've all been there, but that's exhausting.
Yeah. So, I mean, how do you know when you've changed?
I know when I change. That's funny. I feel like I just got like a feeling in my body.
Period.
I was thinking about what they be saying, deja vu. Because when we were in college, I think I mentioned this in an episode before, but it was so many lessons to learn that I literally started calling it graduating.
Back.
So I know when I change, when like I'm being retested and I'm reacting in a different way. That's when I know I changed. So I wonder if I can give an example. Yeah. Let me think.
I don't know.
I think the biggest change that I can say that I'm going through right now is my communication. And that's something I was explaining to Lex, just because with the job that I have and even with the people that I'm exploring, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
Currently,
Countering.
Yeah, like I could just see myself changing, like the way I'm able to just truthfully say how I'm feeling, truthfully be vulnerable, because I don't care. It's not that I don't care, but it's like I'm not afraid of the outcome no more. So I feel like that's one of the biggest changes I feel like I'm doing when it comes to expressing myself.
Yeah.
Patience, baby, we're still working on that one. But I would say I think I know when I change, when I'm being retested or like in a different situation and I'm reacting a different way.
I was literally about to say that.
Yeah.
I think that's dead on my answer. I know I've changed when the test comes up, something that I've experienced before, and I react completely different. I handle the situation differently, and it's like a reassurance or just like a moment where it kind of shows or shines light on it. Like, yeah, you've changed. Like, you responded, you handled this completely different than you may have a month, 2 months, a year ago. And it's like a great feeling because it's like, wow.
Like, look at you
look
go,
at you.
Look at you.
Right. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
To see that. I don't think nothing happens like where you like wake up and it's like, oh, wow. A new woman.
I think people probably feel like that when they be doing like the 75 hards and stuff like that. Like going through 75 days straight.
Facts. And doing all these other things. Like
I've never like not taking a break from the gym. Even if it's just like 2 days out the week, 3 days out the week. I've never did like every day, no break.
Salute to y'all.
It's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
For me to not. I need at least a 2-day break. Like.
But they say just do at least something. And so it doesn't mean gym, but you can go for a walk and get some miles in.
Okay, I could
or something like that. Yeah, I don't think it has to solely be gym though, because that would be crazy. You getting the hell out of that membership. Whatever gym membership you got, you using it to the full benefit.
Lifting every day is crazy.
Facts. Okay, so we just said how we know we've changed. So how do you know somebody else has changed?
I guess it's the same thing. Like when something else comes up, and like I was saying before, like. When people think people don't change, it's because, like, you want them to.
Yeah.
So I feel like right now, there's no one in my life that I want to change. Like, do you? But I guess, like, even being aware of your friends and the certain things that they've said that they wanted to do or that they were struggling with, just seeing them literally being retested again or something similar popping up, and then you can see that they're changing in different ways.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even goals. Like, it doesn't have to be like this big goal or like something that they've even expressed, but you could just tell that people are changing just by the way that they're carrying themselves, communicating, understanding, like whatever.
Their mindset changes.
Yeah, being mindful of people also, because some people would not even know what's going on around like their friends and stuff like that because they're just so into their own life.
Yeah.
But
that consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree. I think somebody else has changed the same when we say, like, you have a moment, maybe you're all together, and you're like, oh, wow, the person I knew would have maybe flipped out or crashed out or went silent. I feel like I've realized that a lot, even probably by myself sometimes, like when something happens where maybe it was stressful or overwhelming and you kind of just turn within yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe it throws the whole night off, or maybe you're just taking longer than that moment. But then you see that change when it happens again, and it's like, it didn't even break them. It didn't even shake them. And so seeing that mindset change, I think is very rewarding because we all want everybody to grow and elevate and benefit in their lives. So to see that mindset change to where they're actually taking action or actually thinking differently.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you have a different glow about yourself. Like the drink.
For sure. Yeah. I think it's important to, like, if you love people in your life, it's important to hold them accountable and allow them to change. So like when it comes to like how do you know people change, It just really depends on if you care about these people. Like, to even give them the opportunity to change. So, like, I always say that to different people that if you call me, you express like certain things that you're going through with certain people, I'd be like, tell them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like before, maybe people thought I was saying tell them, like, and be argumentative and all of that. Yeah. That's not what I mean. I just mean, like, tell them the truth. Like, me and, like, I don't have weird ass friendships where I'm arguing with any of my friends, but like if you hurt my feelings or like, hey, I don't appreciate that, I'm going to say something. It's not because I want to argue with you or I want to cut you off, but like if me and you care about each other the same way like y'all be giving guys opportunities, give your friends opportunities too. Whoever it is, friends, family, whatever. Say something. And I guess it don't even have to be like you love them, because sometimes like in a work environment, you kind of got to tell people like, hey, about themselves. Yeah. Hold them accountable. Just about how I want to be treated at the end of the day. So I always tell people like that talk to me about different things, like at least give people the opportunity. So I feel like we be opting out of holding people accountable because we be like, oh, well, I already know she not going to care. Or I already know how he about to respond. And like maybe you do. But is it fair to give them an opportunity? Because that's like with me. I feel like people would always assume that I'm going to be mean or something like that, because maybe you don't know how to communicate with me or you've seen certain aspects of me, but you don't know all of me. Yeah. I would hate for someone like right now in this day and age, at this age that I'm at, to feel some type of way about something and to not say nothing to me. Like, especially if we're friends or we're family or whatever, like, give me the opportunity. Hold me accountable. I feel like love is accountability as well. Like, I think Pastor Philip has said one time, like, love is also confrontation. Like, everything is just not rainbows and sunshine. Like, that's not real. That's not how things get better. So, overall, like, please give people the opportunity. And then my question to you is, like, what is your experience with holding people accountable? I feel like I stray away from holding people accountable because although I, like, know confrontation and everything does not equal confrontation. Like, holding somebody does not mean you're going to have conversation with them. But I feel like because that's such an embedded experience in me from like my past and like growing up and stuff like that, I have like so much fear around it in my adulthood, because it's like, okay, it's time to actually have a conversation with them. Go ahead and say it. And I'm like, I'll like have overthinking thoughts and everything like that and kind of get me to stray away from doing it. Like, I'll say like an excuse like, well, I know they just gonna be like blah blah, or I know they just don't even care, so they're not gonna actually make a difference or change anything, so I just won't say anything. But I feel like God will keep putting those tests in my life though, to where I've had to set boundaries and have conversations with people where I'm holding them accountable. I've had to do it within my family. I'm still learning how to do it within like my work environment, because I'm starting to see people like take advantage if I don't actually say anything. And so it's like that same test that keeps popping up because I'm still learning that lesson and still trying to remove the fear from it. But growing up, always having like a thought or an emotion expressed, and then having it like put a defense up as a response. Like, maybe somebody would be like, oh, you're just like sensitive. Not accepting what you're saying. Yeah, like I was always just called sensitive, or it's like, oh, I don't know what you want me to say back to that, and I don't really have time. Like, it was like dismissive energy. Yeah. It's like, well, now I don't want to say nothing, because every time I did, it was just dismissed, or it was like my feelings wasn't validated and things like that, which they don't have to be, but at least hear somebody out. Yeah. So I have fear around holding people accountability, but I know like Zoe will always something like, she'll always remind me like love is confrontational, and I think I just have to take the correlation of automatically assuming that holding somebody accountable will result in confrontation. Because it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. Especially when it's with people that actually care about you. Yeah. Because I think what came to mind when you were saying that is like, I think it's also fear because you have the expectation of how you want it to play out. Mm-hmm. And I think with me, the intention of me holding you accountable is also, yes, I want to give you an opportunity, but also stop fucking playing with me. Yeah. And it's definitely the expectation. Yeah. Like, I'll just already, like, overthinking, I'll just already be coming up with the responses they may say and things like that. And it's like, girl, you don't even know what they're going to say. Yeah. Especially if you don't actually say it. But if you want to be on that side where, like for a friend, I don't have these relationships with my friend, but I'm just saying, if that's who you are and want to be, I'm going to give you the opportunity to really show your ass. Let me see it. Yeah. Let me see it so I know where you stand. But also, it's like, my intention is not to change nobody. I think we let that go. Like, let go of trying to control the outcome of what it's going to look like when you hold somebody accountable. it'll get a little bit easier because I'm not trying to change you. I just want to let you know how I feel. And if you care about me, then I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
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 That's crazy. Cause I really don't care about the outcome no more when I hold people accountable. I think it's more so like, damn, like, it's like if you express yourself, like, of course I'm going to care what you have to say.
Right.
So if you're someone that doesn't care, thank you for letting me know that.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm steady still learning because I keep having tests, showing my guy, like, girl, you better say something. And I just be like, okay.
And I think also, like, I have similar experiences for sure of like holding people accountable and it not going well. But I think one thing that I had to just push myself to keep doing it is because I come from a history of taking a lot of things personal, and that would just make me very angry. Like, I don't want to be an angry person, and I would be more angry if I don't say something. Because now I've just created all the different conclusions in my own head, and now I might not fuck with you, and it didn't even have to be like that.
Yeah, because like you're taking it personal, you holding it in, and now they don't even know. They don't even know what's the matter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know how people be like, I just started falling back?
Yes, I would be like that type of person, like the I bet type of person.
Just like a nigga.
Yeah, that's not good.
I think also something I struggle with is I've learned to take so many perspectives into play that I also will use that as like an excuse not to say anything. Because I'll be like, oh, well, like you just never know like what they may be going through.
Oh, like considering everything.
Yeah, like considering so many different perspectives where it's like that's also kind of like you've avoided the conversation now because you just kind of made an excuse for them. Like, oh, they're just going through something as well. And maybe that's why they did this and this and that. And it's like, you actually don't know that.
Yeah.
You actually don't know that. But I always feel like I consider so many perspectives, which also kind of strays me away from holding somebody accountable because I'm just taking into consideration so many different things I may know about them.
I think that's good to be that considerate, though, because that helps you not take it personal. But it's helpful in the conversation. Like, okay, I'm going to say something. Yeah. But I'm also considering the fact that maybe you are going through something. So I feel like that helps you not, like, turn into an argument or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's about how you preference the situation too, like depending on who it is. Like, hey, I think things need to not be in text messages. Let's put that there.
True. That's
we are
true.
too damn grown. And I guess you can't say that because there's grown people really out here texting paragraphs. Do not do that. Like, say, hey, can I call you real quick? Everything be better when you just talk to people like on the phone, at least if you can't see them in person.
Yeah.
But I think the consideration thing is a great tool to have though, because you're not automatically like on go like, oh, fuck out of here, like you just like, okay, maybe they're going through something, but it's very important to still say something.
Right, it's the balance because I'm just like, I'm mute. Yeah.
So when I said I would be more of the angry person, what would you be more of, like a sad person?
We're holding people accountable.
Or feeling some type of way about something in those moments where you didn't say something.
And that's it. I think I use the perspectives, like considering perspectives to kind of take me out of feeling some type of way.
Oh, okay.
And so I just no longer feel like I'll just consider so many perspectives that I just no longer feel some type of way because I'm like, oh, this is why, and this is why, and this is why they did that. And now this is why they said that. And it's like, oh, okay. Now I understand them more, and I don't actually, maybe I shouldn't feel some type of way no more. Yeah. But in the past, before I started considering all those perspectives, I was sad. I was a sad person. I was like, they hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And not say nothing at all. I would just like get over it, journal. Yeah. Like growing up, y'all, I swear, I had like a journal for every year of my life. Like I've been a big journaler for a long, long time.
Yeah. I think it's like finding the middle ground of it. Like how I came from being the angry person, cutting people off to like, okay, I'm gonna have this conversation. And you're like the consideration person, and now you need to have a conversation.
I need to have a conversation,
yeah.
It's hard though, because
wow,
you gotta get over it and do it.
Yeah, and I just feel like, girl, what they gonna do? Kill you? Like you gotta say something dramatic to get yourself out of that. Like, no, they're not gonna kill me. And if it's a phone conversation, you can't slap me. So
right, you still say what you're gonna say. But it's like I get like, because even y'all, I'm supposed to have a conversation at work. I'm not gonna go into detail, but every time I think we're about to have it, my heart be racing. Like, Lord, what I'm gonna say? What I'm gonna do? Like, I'm about to be sitting. And
I think it's literally past trauma because like when I have those feelings about different things, it's like I'd be like, be present, like be where your feet are right now. What the hell is the worst thing that's gonna happen right now?
Right, other than maybe them saying no. That's it.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, but I literally felt that experience today. I was like, oh, it's about to happen. What I'm gonna say? Lord God, my tongue, my heart racing because I'm like, it's been dragged out so long now that we finally about to do it. it didn't happen. But
yeah,
when it does, presence.
Yes.
Will be my answer. Period.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna get into our outro moment in a second, but I just want to say I hope y'all have been enjoying this episode so far.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I like this one. It's making me think about like the past and where I've been and who I am and all that stuff. So, yes, and also being really like considerate of how other people process things, because like we really don't process things similarly at all, you know. And I think that's great to be able to share two different perspectives on this topic, because I think that people can relate to me and you. So you can't be like scared to share yours versus mine, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah, make sure you subscribe and follow us on all platforms. Everything is in the description below.
Period.
And now we're going to get into our moment. So if you're new here, the moment is basically just our outro question. It could be a story time or however you want to share the moment. And it'll be based off the question that I asked. So the moment question is, what do you think life is trying to teach you right now?
I think life is trying to teach me right now patience. I think it's trying to teach me how to maybe handle some stress differently. I think I'm increasing my stress management skills. And I think it's still teaching me, I've been on this lesson for a very long time, on how to communicate and hold people accountable. I feel like I've graduated from setting boundaries.
That's good.
But now it's like accountability and, you know, still releasing some control on situations. But yeah, I would say stress management is my number one though, y'all. I've been feeling like I've been enduring a lot of different stressful moments. And it's just like trying not to let it get to me and really like control and breathe and just let go of all those things and not let it get to me.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm about you.
I think patience as well. I think the overall one would probably be like controlling my mind and having faith that literally things are working out. You just have to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah.
And seeing the bigger picture. Because I had to remind myself, like, girl, everything so far that you said you wanted is kind of happening. Like, you said you wanted to live in a certain area of Atlanta, you did it. You said you wanted to work from home, you did it, although they're very annoying. You said you wanted to be in tech for a little bit. I said, oh, I want to be a corporate baddie. Yeah, I'm a corporate baddie, and I'm like, okay.
Time to get out.
So, like, trying to be more present and grateful. Of course, I'm always grateful, but, like, literally, like, be present and really think about the things that is happening right now. That's one of the biggest lessons. Patience, for sure. We could go on and on about that.
Yes.
And I think still learning how to really be considerate about other people, like, still thinking about that a lot.
Yeah.
So, those are my top 3, for sure.
Share some of y'all's. What do y'all
top? Yeah, on the leave a comment. Let us know, what have you been learning? What is life teaching you?
What is life teaching you right now? What is this moment teaching you right now?
Yes, I love that. Do you have any last words for the girls or the guys?
I don't think so. I think this was a great episode, and I can't wait to share the experience with y'all.
Well, that's it. Thanks for riding away with us.
We'll see y'all next week, same time, same vibe. Bye.